Hello, hello. I see people start joining the webinar. Hi, everybody. My name is Andy Nicolin. I am the lead host today, so we'll be waiting for a couple more minutes for everybody who wanted to join this webinar to join us. So hang tight and wait for us to start in a second. $64 and counting. So while people are joining, please help us to understand where you're coming from. Drop your name and your location here in the chat. That will help us to understand the audience, if you will. If not, if you're too shy to drop your name and location, that's totally fine. But we are keen on finding out who's our listeners today for the webinar. We'll give it another minute to for people to join. Don't go anywhere, as I see people still joining. So we'll give them a chance to start from the start. All right. To those who just joined, please drop your name and location, if you will, in the chat here to help us to understand where you're coming from. And we will start in a second or so.
It looks like we have a good crowd here, Andy. People from lots of different places.
Fantastic, as we would expect it. So I guess I don't see people joining. Oh, they are still joining. Anyways, I guess to save everybody's time, we should be going. So hello, everybody. Welcome to Instantly Dub e-learning videos into any language webinar with the Smartcat. Today we'll be talking about the new Smartcat features that let you easily provide fast and high quality dubbing for your multilingual content. My name is Andy Nicolin. I'm a product manager here at Smartcat. Here with me I have my dear colleague Jean-Luc Sayar, head of customer success. Together with Jean-Luc, we'll demonstrate how the new powerful AI dubbing features make video translation a breeze, rendering it into a target language of your choice in a few clicks and few minutes. So the plan for today is to allocate about 30 minutes to do the demonstration of new Smartcat functionalities, followed by the 15 minutes Q&A session. We welcome all the questions that you might have during the webinar, but I would encourage you to hold on to those questions till Q&A session. At the same time, please drop your questions in the chat just to make sure that those your questions are not forgotten and lost. So during the session, as you have a question, just drop it in the chat. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So with best and greatest latest features from the Smartcat side, AI dubbing becomes a handy tool. So you can, with Smartcat, you can create AI dub to localized video content in 4 easy steps. So first and foremost, you would upload the video and transcribe, which will get transcribed automatically. You would use subtitle editor to make edits to the script. You translate the script and review the translations if needed. And finally, you would AI dub the video and export the result and use it for your purpose. Here during the webinar, we'll be referencing the video from YouTube, which is called 6 Instructional Video Styles by the Wixer. Just to put the legal side, legal stuff aside. So on that note, let me jump into Smartcat and start the demo. So as you open the I'm hoping you've seen Smartcat before, and I'm hoping you are either a client or prospect of a Smartcat. But here I'm looking at the Smartcat homepage screen, and we've added the new shortcut, which will be highlighted first time you log into to Smartcat. So to translate the video and following the AI dubbing, you would click on the tile here, edit and translate video and subtitles. So then choose the language of the video. Later down the road, we'll implement the auto detection for the language, but for now you will have to choose the language, and then the drag and drop or upload the video into the screen. As I mentioned, I have a sample video created just for that case. So it will take a few moments for the video to upload and transcribe. Depending on the size of the video, the screen will show you the current operation and overall completion status. So as of now, the video has been uploaded and it's being transcribed, and we're about halfway through that. You can translate basically video files into 280, about 280 languages that Smartcat supports, and taking a bit longer than anticipated to transcribe. So once the video is done uploading and transcribing, the screen will change to indicate the status, and we'll be able to jump into the next step, the review and demo effect. Right, we'll give it another second. Right, let me refresh the screen and make it once again. Take the video, choose the language, drop it in here. So it's uploading and transcribing. Alrighty, well, it's being transcribed. Since you've came to this webinar, I would assume you have a case where you would need the video localization, video translation. Please drop in the chat any information you would have on how you deal with those tasks right now, what tools you are using, and what challenges you face while doing that. So I'll be keen on finding out about those. All right, so something goes south. Let me quickly jump into the Smartcat Drive. That is the another great tool we've introduced at Smartcat, which allows users to introduce the video. Sorry, the content. Dubbing failed. Uh-oh. Okay. Technical issues. Right in the demo time. I will try one more time. And then if it doesn't work, we'll use the prepared example. Okay, I'm going back to the home screen. Click on Translate the Videos button. Choose the language and upload the video. Last time. Okay, let's check the status on the drive. Anyways, okay, so pardon us for the technical difficulties, which quite often happens during the live demos. So we'll jump into the next step. So imagine you've dropped in the video file, and once the file gets successfully transcribed and uploaded, you would see the button to proceed with the editing. So once you click the button, you will be taken to another great product with the Smartcat, which is subtitle editor or script editor, as you will. And in the subtitle editor, you would see the subtitle, basically the video script, transcribe the video script, along with the original video associated with that. You can start reviewing the script as right after the transcription finished to ensure that the transcription did a good job and you see exactly what you wanted to see. Usually transcription is 95% correct, but there are times when proper nouns or some terminology doesn't get transcribed correctly, so you might want to check that. Or in many cases, accent of the speaker might be a challenge for the transcription service to pick it up. So you would want to double check that. So you can preview the source video and read through this transcript. Those are synchronized. You can click on the play button. Oh, sorry, I need to reshare because I don't think you hear the screen. Stop share. Again, sorry for the troubles. Share screen, share sound, share. Now that shall be fine. So as you click on the play button, you would see the video playing, and you would see the corresponding cue on the subtitle or transcript highlighted. So you can work on the script synchronously with the video. In the subtitle editor, you not only control the content of the subtitle, but you also control the structure of the subtitles. You can modify for each individual cue. You can modify the start time, end time, or the text by clicking on the corresponding boxes. The changes are automatically saved as you click outside of the box. With the cues, you can merge them with the previous or next cues. You can insert cues before and after. You can delete cues all at once or introduce a new one. So basically, you can reshuffle the entire structure of your script. So for that, let me show you how it works. So let me merge with the next one. So now I have the one cue out of two. We have down below the video preview, we have a settings window. As you might have the corporate style guides for the subtitles and the video transcript with recommended number of characters or number of lines per cue. So those are configurable in here. I have currently 80 for the maximum line size and 3 for the lines per cue. And as the cue violates or stands out of the configured parameters, you will see the warning, like in this case, and health will pop up that appear with the necessary recommendations for adjustment. So in this case, I need to take care of either this fourth line or change the parameters. Those are just the warnings. They don't block you from working on the subtitles, but just in case, that is the possibility. So let me make the transcript a bit prettier. So then let me merge this one with the next one. So looks better. So this one, let's merge them together as well. So they look better, and this one also looks like it will benefit from merging together. All right. So once you're happy with the transcript, once you're happy with the timestamps and the texts, you can translate the transcript into any out of 280 languages available in the Smartcat. So to do that, you would click the translate button, then select a language of a choice. I know it's for Portuguese, it's suggested, and click translate button. Once you do that, you will see the editor entering the split mode. So you would see the source and the target languages simultaneously. And as you start working on the translation text, you would see that the source, the target, and the video are synchronized between each other. So as you choose a segment, the corresponding segment on the left side will be highlighted. Same happens for the left side. And at the same time, you would see the corresponding video frame displayed on the video preview. So one important thing to mention and to understand is that translated script will not always match the original timing, because in the target language phrases tend to render longer or shorter. So it makes sense to go through the translated ones and correct the timestamps. In here, you can preview the way that individual very cue, how that will sound in AI dubbed version. So for that, there is a voiceover button. By clicking the button, you would initiate AI dubbing for that particular cue. So let me give you an example.
Os computadores de hoje usam cada vez mais múltiplos chips em um substrato.
So as AI dubbing happened for that individual cue, it plays and allows you to see how, first of all, how long it will take for the synthesized speech, and also how well it matches the text on the screen. So once you're corrected the translated part, once you fixed all the time stamps and texts, you can start AI dubbing for the entire video. So for that, you would go to a download menu and click download video with AI voice choice. So once that's done, you would see the notification window saying that the dubbing is started. And as soon as it's done, you would see another one saying that the dubbing is complete. Once the dubbing is completed, it will start automatically download. I'm not sure if you've seen that on my screen, but the video just got downloaded here to my computer. You would in the drive, which I briefly has shown to you, you would see all the language versions of dubbed video here in the drive, and you can listen to them, to the result of the dubbing, without the need to download the file or to take the file elsewhere. So let me take a look at this one, at this dubbed Spanish version, not the one we just created. We'll get back to that just in a second.
Ningún ordenador funciona sin un chip, y ningún chip funciona sin un sustrato, esta fina capa de aquí que mantiene el chip en su lugar para que pueda comunicarse electrónicamente.
So that is the result for Portuguese. Let's see if it works.
O computador funciona sem chip, e nenhum chip funciona sem substrato, esta fina camada aqui que segura o chip no lugar, para que ele possa se comunicar eletronicamente com a placa-mãe.
Yeah, so that was the Portugal version that just got dubbed. So strangely enough, that was quite fast for the version to dub, because usually dubbing takes a bit of a time. One thing that I wanted to also mention before we wrap up is that you don't have to be alone in this video localization journey. You can invite colleagues and co-workers to work with you. For that, there is an invite button at the top of the subtitle editor. Once you click on that, you would see a list of the people in your workspace. In that particular case, I already have a colleague working with me on this one. So let me delete that to bring it to the initial stage. Yep. So you would see the screen with a list of colleagues in your organization. You can choose those who you want to work with on this particular file and click send invitation button. So once that's done, you will see that change in the side panel, and those users will receive the invitation email with a link to this very file. Once they accept the invitation in an email and click on the file, they will end up in this the same screen that you are looking at. So this way we encourage collaborative work on the video localizations. So that basically concludes the demo. Despite the technical issues, we were able, I guess, to demo the way how we envision video translation files. So this way, with Smartcat, you can quickly AI dub videos just in a couple of clicks and in a couple of minutes. And let me jump back to...
And we have some questions, Andy, so I think we can start processing some of them, and maybe you can help answer some those questions. We have a lot of questions, so first questions, I'll go through them and you can help me, So the first questions is, would this work for calls and call recordings? I assume it could, technically speaking.
Yes, it's an interesting question. Thank you for the question. I believe the call recordings, in particularly mentioned here, due to usually low quality of the sound in call recordings. So I believe so. We are using the transcription service that is quite robust to the quality of the sound, but you have to try it before you know. So. As the webinar mentions, we are targeting this for the translation of the videos of the normally good quality, but all recordings should be fine to translate to.
Okay, and then another question from Victor. After finishing with the video, can it be exported in a way that I can obtain an embedded code?
Embedded code. Victor, please specify what embedded code means in this case. I might, I want to answer it, but I want to make sure I understand the question correctly.
I guess at this moment, Andy, we allow people to download an MP4 to download a VTT or SRT file, but I think maybe like a link to the video that maybe would be on the Smartcat drive. So I don't know, so something like this.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, totally. So as Jean-Luc mentioned, so obviously upon the completion of the AI dubbing, you already have the video downloaded locally, right? The copy of the video is also residing on the drive side. You can download the subtitle file as an artifact of the video translation file if needed. As a video translation process. So subtitle is also downloadable and usable. If you want to share the file, there is an option to do so. So for that, as you go to a folder on the drive, and you would select the language version of the file you want to share. You click on the context menu. You'll see an option, copy link. So as you copy the link, so let me do that for the subtitle first. So I have a Korean file, and I'm copying the link to that. And now it's in my buffer. And for example, I'm sending it to my colleagues. And the colleague is clicking the link. So that's what colleague will see. So basically, they will be directed right into the file that you're sharing. So there is no need to download the file if you want someone to look into that. There is a way to share that within Smartcat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Question here that I think this one I can answer says, is there any additional cost to use the dubbing feature? And actually there are none. As long as you have subscriptions to Smartcat, you'll have access to the feature. Next question, does the transition only work for the script, or will it change the wording within the video if you have text on the screen in the video? And that's a good question, Andy.
Can you repeat that, Jean?
Yes, of course. Does the transition only work for the script, or will it change the wording within the video if you have text on the screen in the video? And the answer is the screen, the text in the screen will not be changed. So
no, but we have plans with Smartcat, so we will start small. Next quarter, we plan on introducing the image translation. So you would put which will allow you to download, to upload the images, and we will translate the text on the images. And the next step, not Q3, probably a bit longer than that, but yeah, we have plans to embark on the video text translations as well. No promises though, just wishful thinking.
Exactly, it's a pretty tough feature right there to implement. So. Next question, is it possible to hear a preview of the voiceover for the full video in a translated language before downloading? Because the preview of single segments is often different than the final results in terms of pitch, pause, intonation. Having the full preview would really help to adjust the segments, split them, regroup them, without the need to download the result every time you make changes. Good question.
It's a good question. I would call it a suggestion. So let me make a note for that, and we will consider we'll discuss implementing that.
So good suggestion from Alicia right here. Question from Angela, will this result in 2 MP4 files, 1 per language, or will the end user be able to toggle between the 2 subtitle options within one video?
Okay, so great question. So within Smartcat, you can watch the video in any language, basically with a preview of any subtitles. So let me show you what I mean. So in this case, I have the Korean subtitle file, and in here I can attach any video, any language version of that video. So maybe not. Let's see what I have here. Do I have Korean? Sorry for that.
칩 없이는 컴퓨터가 작동하지 않습니다.
Right, so I have a Korean. Anyways, let me take a step back. So getting back to the original question. So you can download any individual translated file. So what I mean for that. So under all the language versions, all the localized files, let me put it this way, are grouped around the file name, right? So you would see the intel.mp4 in this case. So as you expand it, you would see languages to which that file, that video file was localized into. But those are actually individual files. So as you go and you download that language version, you'll end up the file, translated video file, into that language. So we don't have an option. There is no option to download one file with multiple options of the audio track. So if that is the question, that no, we don't have that.
And I think also that was for the subtitles, but the subtitle files are just like, they're downloaded separately. So you can have, if you use like a video editor, you can add multiple subtitle tracks. And if you work with e-learning, for example, if you go into something like Rise or Storyline, you can have multiple subtitle files, and then people can choose when they're inside the course, So, but for dubbing, obviously, we cannot have 2 audio tracks, at the moment. That's not possible. So, question here: can you choose the dubbing voice? That's also a very good question.
It is. We were hoping no one asks that question, right, Jean-Luc? I'm kidding. So right now, that is the limitation of the version available. So right now, we've analyzed the videos that Smartcat users uploaded lately, and we've discovered that in many cases, the video has only one speaker, and that is the male voice. So we took that as a suggestion, and we've implemented that in this release. Early Q3, we plan on implementing voice selection. So you'll be able to select a voice from the libraries integrated into Smartcat. And as of now, I believe we have voices supporting 28 languages And later down the quarter, we are planning on integrate additional service providers for the AI voice.
Okay, sounds good. So promising. Another question, I think it's a good question. I've heard that from customers, Andy. Is it possible to arrange the subtitle timing via drag and drop in the timeline? And I think what they mean is like, on the timeline, under the video, you have like, those lines. And I think some people ask me if you'll be able to drag, like, to make the changes rather than changing using the numbers.
Absolutely. We consider that to implement graphical resize and the relocation of the queues, but we decided to pause that. It's not possible to implement all the feature requests. So for now, we'll be collecting the requests to implement that, so we can prioritize that feature implementation in the further releases. So right now it's not possible. You only can change it through the timecode modifications on the subtitle queue, not through the graphical queues at the moment.
Okay. Someone is asking also about the font colors of the subtitles, but this would be done within your video editor. That would not be done. We just export the content itself. Ourselves, we don't.
Though for mid Q3, we are planning on implementing the burn-in subtitles. So with that release, you would get the not only AI dubbed video, but you also get the burn-in subtitles, and that also will include the option to modify the style and font and basically color pretty much everything you could think of the subtitles that will be implemented there, which will be a huge improvement over the current CAT editor that also doesn't offer the modifications of the subtitles.
Exactly. Our legacy editor allows you to already download burnt-in subtitles, but you don't have any options regarding the format of the subtitles, so this would be definitely an improvement right here.
Yep.
Another question: what is the video file? What is the maximum size allowed for this subtitle? Do you know, Andy?
We artificially limited that to with 4 GB of the video file, but again, this is artificial. So if you have files, if you happen to have huge files and you want to localize them, we can work it out with the customer success team.
Okay, perfect. Another very good question. Another question from Alicia: is it possible to teach the tool the pronunciation of certain words, for example, the name of a product or a company?
That is indeed a good question. We do not. We understand. We totally understand that pronunciation and the phoneme curation, as we call it, is could be a big thing, but we don't have it in the plans yet. So just as for the graphical modifications to the queues, we are encourage you to mention that in the chat or give it a thumbs up if you feel that the feature is needed and is lacking big time. So we will reprioritize that feature and try to push it sooner. But phoneme curation is a big one. I totally agree. Though it's not easy to implement from the user experience point of view. I haven't seen good implementation of those in other tools.
All right. Perfect. Good question. A question here. Can we add both closed caption and dubbing at the same time? The answer is yes. In Q3, when we'll have the burnt-in subtitles, So
yes, bear with us. Don't want to be too specific, but beginning of Q3 we should have it, and keep an eye on the Smartcat announcement. We'll make a big thing out of it once it's ready.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Does the platform ensure that the length of the video is appropriate for the length of the translated narration if the narration becomes longer or shorter when translated?
Basically, we render the result, which is longer. So if you have the video longest than the, that's pretty much no-brainer. But if the narration, if the subtitles or transcript is longer, so basically video will stop at the end of where the video basically stops, and then you would see the same frame, and the AI dubbing will continue speaking. Basically, that's how it's implemented. If I get the question, I'm looking at Jean-Luc's face, and it looks like I'm missing the point here.
Yeah, I think the question is that sometimes the narration is much longer than the source, and then that results in the voice speeding up to, to match the length of the video. Andy, you see what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. So for the current implementation, we have the default speech speed, right? So each voice, AI voice, renders at some speed, right? Measured as in characters per second, and obviously in different languages that will be a different timing. So if the resulting transcript when it's get AI'd will be longer. So basically, these segments will queue up. If I'm saying it correctly in English. So we are not overlapping. Let me put it this way: we are not overlapping dubbed segments, right? So the next segment will start playing when the previous segment stops basically.
But I think, Andy, what they're saying is that, you know, in some cases that means that the dubbing for some language that's longer than the original might actually be speeded up, right?
So that's the point. So for that, yes, indeed, that is the thing, indeed. So for the further releases, and again Q3, sorry, I'm probably mentioning it too often, but for the further releases, we also will introduce an option for the speed of the AI narration. So in there, you'll be able to specify the ratio, which will speed up or slow down the AI voice. So you can kind of map the language into the time frame of the queue. But this is not the very best solution, right? Because if you have different speed of the voice during the video, that is not the ideal user experience. So what we recommend doing is basically the rephrase of the translated cue, so it is shorter or longer. So this way you will get the consistent experience throughout the video while containing the meaning of the cues. There are solutions which use AI to make LLMs like GPT and such to change the duration. Sorry, to rephrase the segment, to rephrase the cue, to make it longer or shorter. We have an option to do that in the legacy Smartcat editor, but not in the this editor as well. So if you see that this feature is will be beneficial, or you would benefit from having it as subtitle editor, please also give us a thumb up, put the message in the chat so we can reprioritize that feature.
And I think there was a follow-up from the person who asked that question, is that the video length will be whatever is longer the video and the audio. If the audio is longer, the user will see last frame the video as a still frame, but that's not the case, right, Andy? I think the length of the video will be the same as the length of the original video, correct? We don't make the video longer to make the audio fit.
Well, to how would I say that? So let's park this question. We'll get back to the person who asks that, and we'll follow up in a Q&A session after that.
Okay, perfect.
I don't think it's super critical one way or another, but to formally answer the question, we'll need to double check.
Okay. Anyway, so we have a couple of questions around that we guessed answered. Another question is, do we have voice cloning? Like, you know, and then also how many different voices do we have that are available? So.
Right. So right now we have integrated only one service provider, which is 11 Labs. So which physically has the voice cloning. So we can potentially implement the voice cloning on a Smartcat account with 11 Labs and use it for the videos. But it's not a straightforward process. So we later we might consider implementing ability to implement third-party providers. So you'll be able to connect your own 11 Labs with your own cloned voices. But this is not somewhat on the critical path right now. So. And again, we don't want to compete with any. We are not the language provider or service provider for AI voices, so we don't foresee that to be on a critical path for the voice clonings as of now.
Okay, There is a question about showing, like, how to invite coworkers, but I think Jason, you have questions. I know I see you have questions about this. Just contact your account executive or customer success manager, and they can help you with this. I think this goes beyond what we can do for this webinar here, but we'll be happy to help. Regarding the voices, the different voices choices, someone's asking, for example, if you can get different locales, like French for Canada, French for France. So any answer there?
Depending on the service provider offerings. So I don't believe that 11 Labs offers that option, but later, earlier Q3, we are planning on implementing Microsoft Azure text-to-speech library, which does have that option. So for Microsoft, you can specify a specific language and a locale. So once Microsoft Azure text-to-speech is implemented, there will be option to choose between different accent of the language. Again, okay. Q3.
Okay. There's also a question about lip syncing, so which is not something that's available
that is my favorite topic. As a non-English speaker, I've watched pretty much all the Hollywood movies in the AI dubbing without lip syncing, and I don't believe I've missed a lot because lip syncing is not part of the current Hollywood movie kind of localization. So leave us a comment in the chat here and tell us how important it is, because I personally don't see that to be a very important one. It is nice to have that. It is a nice thing on the cake. But comparing to all other features like voice cloning, like different accents, like ability to automatically make cues shorter and longer, I believe that the lip syncing is the of a smaller value to the end users. But please prove me wrong. Leave the comment in the chat, and we're happy to analyze and get back to that.
Okay. Someone is asking if you can export captions separate from the video file, and the answer is yes. That's one of the options to download, either captions or video. No problem.
Absolutely. You would get the along with the MP4. The video file. We support a large number of multimedia files, but along with the video file which get uploaded, you would get the artifact as a assertive file. So this is an example, right, for the VTT, but you can download any individual language version of that.
Exactly. Someone's asking if you can invite a marketplace linguist to review the transition quality. That's also planned, right?
Yes. So right now you can invite only the coworker, colleague with the workspace, but mid Q3 we are adding the functionality which is available in the legacy cat editor, so you can invite the marketplace specialists.
Okay, and then you said right now we have 28 languages available. Is that correct, Andy?
It is 29 actually. I'm looking at the 11 Labs materials, and it's 29 languages supported by 11 Labs.
Okay. And then someone's asking if the voices will improve as they sound a little bit robotic, but yes, they will improve, obviously, based not only from our side, but also from our providers. We keep on making improvements on the quality of the voices, so.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we are at the top of the hour already, right?
We still have a lot of attendees here. Do you have time, Andy, for a couple more questions?
Absolutely.
Let's go. We can help as many people as we can, right? So
sure.
Yeah,
I'm very thankful to all of those 100 people joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you on the call.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Okay, so I think there's lots of questions around the voices. Someone's asking about the beginning of the webinars. When you upload the video, well, you didn't miss much. We had little technical issues at the beginning, but you can always ask for a demo. We can help you there, no problem, So different voices, different accents. This is also there. Can you download the subtitles? Can you download the subtitles as VTT files? I think SRT files right now, Eddie, but VTT is going to be an option, right?
Yes. Again, please give us a hand here to understand the importance of that feature. We are by default creating the SRT file, but making it converting it VTT shouldn't be a big deal for us. But we need to prioritize that feature. So if you think that VTT is more important, we might just change SRT for VTT for the original transcription process.
Okay, perfect. Some questions about the again the subtitle colors that's been answered already. So
keep an eye on the communication from us that you should hear about the burn-in subtitles within a couple of months.
How stable is dubbing functionality? Is it still in beta? It's not in beta right now. It's in full release. Everybody should have access to it eventually, right, Andy?
Yes, that should be enabled pretty much for everybody right now. If you don't see, if you are current user of Smartcat and you don't see that, please contact customer success, but that is available to all the users of Smartcat.
Okay, perfect. I think a lot of questions are coming up about changing the AI voices. That's definitely something that's being requested by a lot of people here, so
yeah, we foresee that to be the point, but we rushed to push it to the production so people can start using it and start benefiting from that.
Can we edit the naming of files before downloading it to keep the same naming with the original used in a course? Well, if you upload an MP4 file with the name that used in a course, when you download it, it will have the same name. So I think this should be easily fixed.
The other option would be you can change the file name in a drive. So once you upload it, once it's transcribed, you can go and rename it from here. And then once you rename it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then once you download that, you'll get the file with the new name. So if that is an option, that is also available.
Okay. Someone is asking again, I think, about cloning, if it's possible to synthesize the voice from the original language and make that voice in a translated language. You answered that already. So but it's a good question. You see there's some interest for that for sure. So.
That's very popular. And unlike the lip syncing, I totally agree here that is it's a good user experience if you localize with the same timbre of voice, with the same bass, basically keeping all the emotions in it. Though the voice cloning technology is still evolving. There are not too many AI service providers that offer voice cloning. So
with legal ramifications as well that we have to be aware of.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You mentioned videos could be translated in 280 languages. That's both for the subtitles and AI dubbing. But no, the AI dubbing is limited to a number of languages right now. So the subtitles, yes, you can go to all the languages in Smartcat, but dubbing, we have limitations, right?
Until we add more providers, as Microsoft Azure text-to-speech will add more voices and more languages to the library of available voices.
All right, perfect. Okay, and we addressed the issue about pronunciation. Hopefully, we'll have a solution eventually for that. Is it possible to upload a VTT SRT file together with the video so that the tool doesn't have to transcribe the audio? And yes, you can do that on the drive. On the drive, you can upload a video and you can upload a VTT SRT file that matches the file name, and they'll be matched up in the drive, and then you'll be able to open them in the editor.
Absolutely, absolutely. You download the VTT file, upload the VTT file or subtitle file, you upload the video, you make sure that those match those are the same name, or you manually select the video once you open the VTT file, and then you proceed with dubbing. So it's a bit of a different process. So you don't start with the wizard, you don't start with the video upload, you start with the drive, but you get the result you wanted.
And so when this feature will be released, it is released already, so that's no problem there. If you don't see it in your workspace, just contact your customer success person. They should help you with that. Another question about synchronizing the AI voice with the person talking in the video, so lip syncing. Another question for you. Another thumbs up for that feature, Andy, right there. So
totally.
Do you know if the video changes the appearance of characters after translating? I have an example about animated video. Well, another AI tool, it changed the appearance of the main character. So no, that's not a problem with us for sure. So we don't change the video content itself, just the dubbing. So
correct. Unfortunately, yes.
Can we edit the naming of the files before downloading? Yes, you just showed that. So questions there. Would you be including the voices of children, youth, elderly person? I'm guessing different providers will give us different options for that, right?
Yes. Well, quick comment on here. So once we extend the number of supported AI voice providers, we will be given, we will give the option to filter by gender. So in there you will have male, female, and child. Elderly, I'm not so sure about at the moment, but both 11 Labs and Microsoft Azure, they do have childerly voices in the portfolios.
Okay, perfect. Someone's asking about the cost of this feature. That's actually included in your Smartcat subscription, so there's no additional cost for that. Mark is saying that lip syncing is important, so for sure, so another thumbs up for lip syncing from our good friend Mark.
Yeah.
So for sure. Questions about adjusting the pronunciation. I think we addressed that. This is something that you said, like, if you could just add, if it's something that's important for people, just like, make sure that they contact us and let us know, so we can prioritize that in our roadmap, right? So,
absolutely.
So let's do this. Wise accept VTT. So that's an important, so exactly. People want to have VTT files exported because that's what's being used on Articulate Wise for sure. So
got it.
So something for you. Various Spanish, different accents for Spanish and French and whatever. Yes, this is something that you say we will address eventually.
Yeah.
With different providers. Sharing the editing platform, but can you share the drive with colleagues? And yes, so anybody who has access to the workspace will have access to Drive, so that's no problem.
Okay.
So that's all the questions, Andy. We did well here.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jean-Luc, and thank you very much to everyone who posted the message. Thank you everyone who didn't post the question. You'll have a chance to contact with us later if you think of a question. Once again, thank you for your time. Hope that was useful to you, and join Smartcat users if you are not Smartcat user, and if you are, welcome to use that feature. And there is an option to provide feedback through Smartcat. Please use that as well. In many cases, the comment will end up with me. And yeah, have a great day, and see you on the next webinars.
Thanks, Andy. Great webinar. Bye-bye, everybody.
Sorry for the technical issues. Yeah, but that's a live demo that happens.
That's part of live demos.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Love you all. Cheers. Bye-bye.